Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and if you were on your toes this weekend, you were able to see the 24-hour viewing of Old Bale Eye, the first episode of the Hammer and Bolter series that is going to be available exclusively, it seems, on Warhammer Plus, the app that's coming out in only a couple of days. And has that influenced whether you want to get Warhammer Plus the app or not? You should certainly mention how you feel about it in the comments below so that we can have a dialogue and chat about it. So I was wondering about Warhammer Plus once I first heard about it and whether I'd be getting it. I knew I would be certainly trying it out to see what it was all about and doing a video on it. I'm still going to be doing that. Once I learned or confirmed that the Warhammer Plus would transfer your Warhammer 40k app, and then they are saying that there's going to be a new version of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app. Once those are going to be transferred over to your Warhammer Plus app, well, I mean, I was already paying for those apps anyway, so. And I have to say, watching this episode, they allowed me to go to this little webinar, which was basically a live stream a little bit earlier the week, and watching it was great, great fun. I guess it was slow for a little bit. The first thing I thought of when you were watching it was the cartoon aspect of it. It felt at first like 80s Spider-Man cartoons.
Wallop and web snappers, it really is a rhino.
Except for the background is like the old Disney movies where it's like painted in the background, just paintings in the background, and the cartoons are cartoons in the foreground, and then the slight cheesiness to it, orc cheesiness to it, definitely reminded me of old Spider-Man. But I enjoyed it. It was slow to start. I wasn't certain whether I was going to enjoy the episode or not. The first 5 minutes were like, but I definitely got into it, and I enjoyed the episode of Yarick versus old Gazgul Thraka. And of course, I'm a Orcs fan, and I became an even better fan of Commissar Yarick, gotta say. Does it make me want to get the app even more? Yes, yeah. I enjoy watching things that are lore based. Seeing my little models and picking out the models from the stories is super fun. Because there are other models. There's even, I'm pretty certain there was some Assault on Blackreach style orcs in there, and I loved it because that was, of course, my first orc army. So I had a lot of fun looking at all of the models that have been animated into the series. So that's what I would be most excited about for the Warhammer Plus. I mean, sure, there are other ways that I could do that, but I'm definitely more excited about it. I like the style. At first I was like, but no, by the end of it, I was definitely favorable for this style. I kept looking at the backgrounds as well. Because it was a live stream, I didn't pause it or anything. I could have watched it over again. As soon as the Warhammer app launches, I'll be able to watch it over again. I don't know whether they'll have enough to satisfy me though. But they say that there's going to be all this various stuff. A wealth of original Warhammer animations, and I want them to definitely have a wealth. Let me just check this out. Weekly Warhammer TV shows, including gaming, lore, and painting shows. So I'm definitely going to be checking out the lore. I don't know whether I'll be checking out the gaming or the painting shows, unless it's has to do with new editions, where the rules are still getting figured out, because I kind of prefer to play myself. Full access to the Warhammer apps, the Warhammer Vault, featuring issues of White Dwarfs and other classic Warhammer publications. So if there's any books that I hadn't read before, I'll be choosing to read through those. So that'll be great fun. exclusive monthly offers, well, that doesn't really matter. I mean, who knows what that is. And premium access to official Warhammer events. Don't think I'll be able to attend any of those, but you know, it'd be nice to think about it. And one of these incredible Warhammer Plus Citadel miniatures with the option to buy the other if you wish. I definitely would choose that one because look, it's a sister's statue. I'd separate the statue from the guy, put the guy on something else so I have my sister's statue as a separate piece. And then maybe I'll buy the orc. I mean, he is holding a Stormcast Eternal head, so maybe. And also when they talked in the live stream, they said that they'd be putting out a new exclusive Warhammer model per year. So I'm certainly down with that. I do not know if... I'm a little bit hesitant to be too excited for this new Warhammer app since the previous Warhammer app fell short in a lot of people's eyes. And it's still quite new and buggy. So I'm expecting the Warhammer Plus app to be also new and buggy. But if it opens me up to all sorts of Warhammer 40k lore, I think I'd be pretty easygoing. And now I'm also excited about what the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar app is going to be like, because I didn't mind the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app. For what I used it for, it was actually quite handy. Unlike the Warhammer 40k app, which cut off your ability to see some of the data sheets as you got into newer codices. The Warhammer Age of Sigmar app had, if you just wanted to check out the war scroll of a model, you just type it in and there you go. And yes, I mean, the Aesir build app is no good, really. It's not playable. You can't use it during in-game, so it's not that useful, really. No, it's not useful. But the grabbing of the rules and the grabbing of the war scroll made the app useful for me to play, to use it. I hope that they expand on their previous apps and make this Warhammer Plus app much more functional in-game, but I don't think that's what it was meant for, so if they don't, oh well. I think it's more for your enjoyment while you're doing the other part of the hobby, not playing the game itself. So I'm excited, and I also want to know, of course, again, what you thought of the episode, if you had seen it, and if you haven't seen it, it is about, as I said, Commissar Yorick and Ghazghkull Thraka, as told by the narrator of an orc.
You want a proper enemy, like what the Prophet himself has got. Listen here, youths. We runters have all the stories. I'm gonna tell you about Ghazghkull. I'm gonna tell you about old Bale Eye.
Make certain to comment below. Tell me what you think. If you didn't like it, if you're not excited, tell me why, so others can discuss it with you as well. And perhaps we can, as a community, give Games Workshop a direction on where to go to please you even further. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great one. Bye!
Yorick, old Bale Eye, the greatest foe of the great Ghazghkull Uruk Thraka. The beast of Armageddon, the conqueror at Messina, Golgotha, and lots of other places besides. The great prophet, the big three, the goppiest gop, the stabbiest stabber, the fightiest, hardest warlord, what was ever been ever, and that is a very long time. And don't you forget it.